Well, good morning. My name's John Cardone. I'm the City Administrator for City of Lake Charles. I appreciate everybody coming out this morning. Each year, about a week before Mardi Gras, we have this public meeting with property owners, business owners, and just the general public to talk about this year's Mardi Gras events and try to address any questions or concerns that y'all might have. Our goal is to make sure that Mardi Gras remains a very family-friendly event, and so we try to go through this each year. And then after the Mardi Gras season, we also have a staffing. We meet with security and everyone and discuss the events and what we could do to make it better for the following year. I'm going to go through briefly the general parades that begin Friday, but I'm really going to focus on the big event Tuesday that affects so many property owners or all the property owners along the route, and I think that's the one that most people have concerns about. But you know, Saturday and Sunday, starting February 22nd, 23rd, we have the KPC Mardi Gras starting at 11 to 3. And then on February 23rd, the Lake Charles Mardi Gras Chicken Run, which will be from 12:30 to 4 p.m. Then on Friday, February 28th, the Merchants Parade, and that event starts at 7 p.m. and that's the downtown Midtown route. On Saturday, March 1st, the Krewe of Omega Parade, which is a downtown parade. That begins at 2 o'clock, and the Krewe of Barkus, which starts at 3 o'clock. On Sunday, March 2nd, we have on Children's Day, 12 to 3 o'clock, we have the Children's Parade, and it begins at 3:30, and the boat parade at the seawall at 7 o'clock.
I'm Rebecca Moss with Mardi Gras Southwest. I run all of the parades here for Mardi Gras Southwest. And we are still taking some entries for those public parades, but they do run, all of our parades run the same route. They start at the Civic Center, they'll exit onto Mill, on Ryan, and they'll loop back through Sale and Lake Street. Those events are growing larger and larger every year. I have no problem talking to the Ryan Street business owners. If you have any questions or concerns that we might be able to help, that is not a problem. Children's Day is inside the Civic Center. That is a free event. You can come out and enjoy, as well as the boat parade. If you've not seen it, it is something to see. And again, any questions, I can be reached at 425-8623, and I'll stay afterward to answer any questions you may have. The main event begins Tuesday, March 4th, and the Motor Gras Parade starts at 11 a.m., and then the Krewe of Krewes Parade, which is the big one, begins at 5 p.m. And both of those are the same routes. It starts on the north end of Bord du Lac Drive. It crosses Lakeshore Drive to Mill Street. It works its way Mill Street to Ryan Street, all the way south down Ryan Street to Sale Road, and it ends at Sale Road. At that point, the parade is over, and those the floats that are heading back to the Civic Center will go down Sale Road, heading west, and we'll get back on Lake Street and head back to the Civic Center. Each year, I think most people are aware that we begin placing the barricades out for the most part of the route early Tuesday morning, around 6:30. This year, we will also be placing barricades out in the downtown area from Mill to Kirby Street on Ryan Street Friday morning. And it'll prohibit parking in these areas between Mill and Kirby from Friday morning all the way till Tuesday. We do that for the benefit of not only those enjoying the parade, but also for those people that may park in those areas to keep their cars from being damaged. And so keep that in mind. It's real important. We'll be posting signs out that says no parking in these areas, but it'll prohibit parking completely on Ryan Street from Mill to Kirby Street during that time frame. The traffic on Ryan Street will remain, it'll be restricted to one lane only in each direction, and but people and businesses will always have access to their business during this time frame. I think that's important. But we encourage people to drive slow because it won't be two lanes of traffic in both directions. It'll be one lane of traffic, but all property owners will have access to their businesses during this time. In the downtown area, about 10 o'clock, about 1 hour before the Motor Gras Parade, the entire section of Ryan Street between Mill and Kirby will be closed off. So Ryan Street, north-south, between Mill and Kirby will be completely blocked off at that point. We will still allow the through streets
crossing Ryan Street to remain open during this time, but that's going to be a restricted area. We also like to try to go over our security and where our command centers are located. Again, you know, I like to compliment our law enforcement agencies. They do such a terrific job during Mardi Gras and trying to make sure the event runs smoothly. The Lake Charles Police Department will be working security from 17th Street North. Their command center will be at ICCS, which is right across from Lock Park. The Sheriff's Office will be handling the security from 17th Street south to Sale Road. They'll have command centers at Selmart, Kmart, and the old Autoplex. And the Marshal's Office is going to have a command center at the Civic Center. The reason we try to identify these command centers because if kids are lost, if there's an event, we encourage people to go to those command centers and seek help. But again, there'll be lots of law enforcement out, and we ask people to abide by whatever they ask you to do because it's very important to make sure that Mardi Gras remains a safe, family-friendly event. Another reminder is that street vendors selling stuff along the roadways are required to have an occupational license or itinerary vendor's license. They will be checked by the security. And so make sure you get your license in time, and if you're checked by the security, just show them that you have that particular license. Street vendors are not allowed along the route from Clarence Street to the Civic Center. That's a restricted area, but they're allowed anywhere from Clarence Street south. So we want to try to remind them of that as well. Again, this year, Lock Park for the city of Lake Charles is a designated family-friendly zone. It will be completely barricaded off. There will be no alcohol sales or alcohol consumption at Lock Park. And so we encourage those individuals and those families wanting to enjoy that atmosphere free of alcohol, a little bit more family-friendly atmosphere to go to Lock Park. We hand this list out along the routes prior to Mardi Gras. We also post them on our barricades when we put it out. We try to remind people, you know, they're real simple things, but it's really important. And I guess some of the big ones is when you look at it, is you know, be courteous to the people around you. You know, you want to have a good time. You're trying to catch the bees, but just be courteous. It's not worth getting in fights over, you know, trying to catch this stuff. You want to make it a family-friendly event, and also to watch your children. Make sure they don't run up under the floats. We have extra barricades we're putting out again this year. They work real well in trying to control the crowd, but you still need to keep an eye on your children. Also the littering, you know, how to barbecue, how to dispose of your coals, just a variety of things. So we ask y'all to take a copy of this list and also post it at your business, you know, and make sure people try to abide by that to help make sure it's a safe event. On the downtown events, we're going to have our block party, the corner of Pujo Street and Ryan Street, basically from Bilbo to Ryan, will be completely closed off, I think at 8 o'clock in the morning, Lori, for a block party. And so there'll be live music and the bands, and we encourage everybody to come out and enjoy that as well.
We are going to be welcoming our sister city from Sioux City, Iowa for the 19th time this year. And our block party will be here on Pujo Street. We welcome everybody to come and enjoy and meet and greet the sister city delegation that's coming in. And just to reiterate with John, we have new areas this year to restrict the downtown on-street parking. That will continue all the way to Kirby Street, from Mill to Kirby. I believe we've notified all of the residents and businesses along that route. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call any of us here at the city. Another issue that we just wanted to remind people in the downtown area is the sidewalks are public areas, and we restrict any kind of cooking, barbecue, anything like that on that public area. So if that becomes an issue, please notify your nearest law enforcement, and they will assist you with that, because it really makes a very dangerous situation to have open flames or coals on the sidewalks That needs to be on private property with permission from those property owners.
Also, again, this year, like I mentioned earlier, the City of Lake Charles will be handing out some cardboard trash receptacles that we encourage the property owners to put out. We also have donations from Republic Services, Waste Management, and Progressive Waste, who have donated those trash receptacles along with the City of Lake Charles. And we're handing out plastic liners. We thank them for that donation. It means a lot, and we appreciate that. And we encourage the property owners along the route to make sure they place these out along their business. We want the people to use them. And then immediately after the parade, if y'all can try to pick up around your property and fill up those cardboard trash receptacles and put them to the curb, we're going to be picking those up bright and early the next morning, probably around 7 o'clock in the morning. And so it's important to try to get the city looking good. And so we ask for your participation as well. And Mister, did either you or Percy have anything you want to talk about on the cleanups? Our Public Works and Recreation Department do such an excellent job for us in trying to clean up, actually prepare, placing the barricades out, preparing for the Mardi Gras event, and also the cleanup and making our city look beautiful afterwards. And so we appreciate the service that they do and what the employees do each year. The street sweeping will begin immediately, well, about 45 minutes actually after the main parade. And so the streets will be closed. You'll have the street sweepers, you'll have security, and they'll be trying to clean up the streets immediately after the parade and getting things ready for pickup the following morning.